Hello, everyone. So, due to my very, very stupid um, thing that I did yesterday, we did a whole mixing session or pre mixing session without having the sound from um, the actual computer, which was awful because we're here to listen to the sound. So, we are not gonna do that. So, I am just gonna like triple check here. And then I'm going to listen. Actual computer, which was awful because we're here to listen to the sound. So we are not gonna do that. So I am just gonna like triple check here. Awesome, I have the sound. Sorry for that little delay for anyone who is watching this after I start. So, but what I am going to do is that I am gonna go over this, and then we're gonna do a little bit of Canvas stuff for Spotify because my band is releasing a song tomorrow, which will for most of you be today, called Savoir Froid. It's a straight up pop song. As well as this, and the band and I have talked a lot about that we need to stop. We don't want to be this pop. We were inspired by Sleep Token, and Sleep Token has a canning way of being pop and very heavy at the same time. But we didn't want to be Sleep Token like they were, so we wanted to do something else. So we included the 80s synth element, but I tend to write quite popish when I'm writing for other people, and by other people I mean the lead singer, because I write and he then creates. So I wanted to do something for him that was easy. So that meant creating some, that meant creating some nice chords that he could create nice tunes to. So that's the one, but we need to go more back to more wild, more metal again. So we will do that. So what I did yesterday, for those who for those three people who chimed in and bowed out, if you're here again, what I did was that I actually put on I did a premix on everything, which was of course adding all the plugins, but also gain staging, and then doing my master channel out here. So what we will do today is actually just run over that a little bit. And you know, I really like Nolly Get Good. I really like his style. I have taken a lot of his way of doing it and adapted it to my own. So most of it is actually, to be honest, here, I just need to like this. So I'll stop looking at myself. So we have the stereo out here. Now, what I do is that I have, normally in my mixes, when I do it like this, if I have to do mix and master, I will just do it in one file. A lot of people will think that's wrong, but I don't have a lot of expensive mastering equipment, so there's really no need for me to go in and do mastering. If I get it from other people, of course I'll do mastering on the correct way, but if I'm also doing the mixing, I can kind of do both in one. Also, I mix to the master, which means that I will have two plugins on, which is the SSL G comp, SSL comp G comp from Waves. I really want to start using the one from Slate Digital, but it is prickly to get correct, and I know this works, so that's kind of what I'm doing. And then I will also have my mastering EQ on, which is a version. It doesn't look like this for every single thing, but I will usually have like raised stuff around here, and then I will have lowered by 100. I'll have taken some 5K out, and I will also have added in about 1.5 2 hertz, and kilohertz, sorry. And I of course have a straight up mono channel here, and only the sides and then stereo thing. So it is a version of this that I will usually have on, because then I will mix as I write to get the sound and make it easier on myself. But on my mastering channel, I do have the Slate digital virtual tape machine. It just works. It sounds great. It glues, and it adds a little bit of smiley EQ and a little bit of compression. It starts the gluing process, and then I'm of course just adding. So a few things that will always be. So they always say don't mix with your eyes, mix with your ears, and that is true. But there are, with some things I can, if you, I can kind of say that I need to be under 3, but like right 2, 3, maybe over on the toms a little bit. The way that I have mixed them here makes me go over a little bit, but I should be up here. I will always be on normal on the bias, and I will always be on 15 IPS for rock. And then I will flip these up and down until I hear what it is that I want. And let's start here. I probably won't react too much here. So as I said, never mix with your eyes. But for this one, I have done it so many times that I know when I'm around here, that's the sweet spot for it. That's the sweet spot for the way that I mix. Maybe I should just down a little bit here. Yeah. Okay. After that, of course, I have the SSL. Again, I kind of know this setting that just works for what I do, and then I will adjust the threshold until we are like hitting right around there, because everyone knows that the SSL comes like 3, 4. If it goes above that, it just starts chucking into your mix, and don't do that. But the sweet spot's around 3 and 4, and actually most of the SSL comps that I've used sticks to that fairly. The Slate Digital's one has an oversample function as well, which I quite like. That's one of the reasons why I kind of want to start using that. But again, and you also have this analog, but it's, that's nice, but it's just basic noise that it's doing. So and besides that, I have this front door here. This was a little plugin that showed up on my Instagram feed from one of my friends. And the funny thing is that for some reason, I don't think it's able to find it, which is a little bit weird, but it sounds fine. And this is the setting that it comes with. But I just really like this. I actually use this as much as I can, which is not much because of course I don't want to overdo it, but it just brings a lot of like warmth and nice. Just adds a little grit, a little girth, which is nice, Then I do have, like I said, my mastering EQ. Now I could do this with a bunch of other plugins, but I really like what FabFilter is doing because I have the option of going mono up here, stereo and sides, and I could do stuff only to one side. And I can also do some side chaining on here as well, which I am doing on other channels. So I just really like it, to be quite honest. Then we have just a loudness from FabFilter as well. I'm actually not really too married to this one. That's just the one that I'm usually using. So that's kind of it. So that's my mastering channel for the instruments. Now the vocals will not go through this because they will attack the comp too much. They will have their own mastering channel that will then be collected out here on the stereo out. Sometimes I put in like a very, very mild compression comp, but sometimes I don't. It all depends on what like volume I'm getting. If it's a heavy growl song, I'll probably add a little bit of compression. If it's mostly like, you know, of clean vocals, I probably won't. But again, that's where it has to come down to your ears. Then we have the drums. So the drums have a lot of stuff on it, but actually let's just have a little bit of a look so you can see what I've done here is really just gone over with the velocity. Usually I'll also put it through a humanizing filter, but these drums has not been through our drummer yet. And so until he gets to do what he wants to do to them, I will only do the velocity, because he will actually stick to that then. We have quite a nice collaboration there, but he can basically do whatever he wants. I'll usually say, hey, I really like these ghost notes, can you please at least let some of them be in there? And he usually will, and then he will change whatever he wants to feel. But luckily him and I are quite close in what we like, so yeah, that's so I'm never too far off with these. The kit that we're using, because we don't have a lot of money, is the Architects from Get Good Drums. We're using the drums from here, and then because he doesn't like the cymbals, we are using that from the P5 kit. So actually we have a stick sound. That I didn't know that. So yeah, we will do that. We that's the kit that we're using, at least for the first EP. When we go into the album, we kind of want to start recording drums instead. And for the same for the vocals. The parallel, the drum and the parallel is actually quite easy. So it sounds a little bit aggressive without all the other instruments into it. I have to be honest, I kind of just listened to the Sleep Token, the latest Sleep Token. I was like, I really like the essence of those drums. I don't necessarily like all the sound. I think his snare's a little too bright, and I really like the toms. And I do think that the kick is just too electric. It's just a lot of bottom end. But so I did my own version of it. But we'll get to that. I did. So on the drum channel we have this is another trick. We have the VBC FG Gray, which takes kind of care of the snare. So that doesn't just overrule everything else. Then we have a decapitator, which kind of, it's funny, it's subtle, but it kind of brings more of a lo-fi. It pushes the cymbals, but it brings more of a lo-fi sound to the cymbals as well. Of course, pushes the snare a little bit as well. Then we have a front door again with the drums on it. I really like that, but it's actually not loading, so I need to get it to do that. Maybe that's actually, let's see here if we can't find front door. It just doesn't want to do that. That's a little weird. I think I have some of them over here somewhere, or here. Did the whole thing just fuck up? It did. Okay. Well, I could give it a bunch of time, but let's just bite the bullet here and start again. Luckily, Logic is pretty good at autosaving. Also, I only really fixed a few small things. Autosaved. Oh, it's getting slow. Sorry about that. Or, you know, sometimes things fuck up. My Vice Monster energy drink. I don't really drink alcohol no more. I don't really, let's just save. I don't smoke cigarettes. I don't really do drugs, if at all anymore. But I do drink 1 or 2 Monsters a day. But, you know, my kids will probably be glowing in the dark, but, you know, at least it'll be easier to find them. So let's see if this works again. No, it's gonna fuck up. So let's gonna go into this. And I have the front door right here. No. That is weird. Error reading from user sound device. Okay, but what is the error? I could just open up like an older one. Let's take this. Don't close, no. I would like to keep this one going. Come on. And just kind of see how it looks here, because I know this one is, yeah, okay. So Germany around 3. No, that's what it's doing. Okay, that's what I'll do. Actually, just to be a little bit. No, why the fuck is it doing that? That is a problem for a later day. Yeah, let's close this down. Don't save. And let's open this. And then we say, oh, it's gonna fuck up again. Oh, no, it didn't. Like that. Awesome. And then we have this SSL channel, which it's actually bypassing this whole part and just adding a 6 dB of around 6. So it's just making it brighter. And then we just have a parallel channel with 1176 Bluey on here, kind of just squashing the crap out of it. And I even put on a little bit of saturation as well for it. So let's just go over the drums. So I have saturation. The thing to know here is this one. This is my bread and butter when it comes to the kick. Let's see if we can actually hear it with all this on. It just adds all the girth, all the punch, everything into it. So it is. So the other ones just kind of just clean tube and clean tape, but it doesn't do really much. And then this is warm tape, and I've got around 31.3% here. So that's I actually just stumbled over that today, and it just made all the difference. Then that's the snare. Then we have the bass drum. Really rolling off a lot of high end because we wanted more poofy. The snare or the kick, because we didn't want it to be too metal. Then we have smash and grab that basically just grabs the transients and makes sure that they're still in there. A lot of tape saturation on here. A little bit of high input, low output. Then we have this one. This one just really made a difference to get that sleep token thing. Just Kick Magic from Slate Digital, Infinity Bass. Just face it. It really, really does a lot. That is an amazing plugin. And then we are sidechaining a little bit of the bass frequencies, and we are adding in some more bottom end for the subs out there and the high end systems to give a little more punch into that. And I can turn on the bass as well. And this is just so like the bass and the kick won't face with each other. Now the bass here is also not the final one. Our bass player Mark hasn't put his stuff on yet, and his bass is way better than my Squier Jazz, which sounds fine, but not compared to his at all. So that's kind of it. With the snare, just a little bit of saturation, a little bit of sculpting the sound here with the SSL channel. Just grab those transients and make sure that they stay right where they're supposed to be, so we get a nice snare. We are taking out some 450 actually, 500 with the SSL G channel. There's no reason that it's G besides that I already have an E on here. That's it. And then we are adding in a little bit of 200 again, just to get that attack that we want. And then, of course, the toms. So I really like the toms for this style of music, just to be as acoustic as they can. So we are just, grabbing those transients, make sure they're there. The settings is a little bit different. So that's tom 1, that's tom 2, and this is tom 3. So it's a little of the beefy end and the saturation that kind of switches around a little bit. And then for the high end stereos and with the subs and all that, we are just low cutting this just a little bit. Actually, that was a little bit high, just to make sure that it's not ruining everything down at the bottom end, because we have had some feedback that that's what it's kind of doing. Then on the cymbals, like a lot of control, and then taking that control and just smashing the fuck out of it to get it out there and through. And actually not too much control, just a little more brightened, because it's mostly the snare that you get here. And again, just smashing the absolute crap out of it to get it through and be nice and roomy. So yeah, that's it. And again, the velocity thing I showed in the beginning is really, really good. Then the bass is not that important right now, because I still need the one from Mark, but we can take the guitars. The guitars is a mains, 2 main and 2 dubs, all recorded separately. So it is quadruple tracked, and the dubs are 8 dB lower. Actually, why is this that? It's not supposed to be that. Anyway, let's. So, of course, these are all bounds, but it is the Nolly Get Good Newell DSP 5150 and the third cabinet. And then with this one in front of it, which is the Precision Drive. It's a free plugin, but I really like it, and it usually looks like this. And then that in front of the Nolly Get Good, and then of course don't turn on the green pedal on that one. And actually, I think I can show you. Come on. Here, and it looks like this. Yeah, this is actually, it would probably be more like that, but that's kind of the setting that I'm going for. Usually, as you can see, this will be turned off. Nothing going on there. I have two 57s on here, just kind of normal. This is a little bit here, a little bit there, and that's how I get this sound here. Oh, by the way, I should say that this is played on a 7th string in drop E, and we are starting on the drop E. So that's one thing here, and then we have, you know, some theme guitars, and it's the same setting. Just to add to the wall at the end. And they kind of have the same setting. They have this fat filter. Come on. It doesn't want to. Well, let's go for this then, and then here we go. So this is kind of the setting that I'm using, and it sounds very bright on its own, but when you put it into the mix, it just frees up so much bass for everything else. And I never thought I would make kind of a smiley thing on a guitar, because all of the niceness is in the middle, but apparently I did. And then we have like just a chuck safe multi-band compressor here, just for when you're kind of chucking, like here. And then there's an SSL channel that's kind of just taking out 500 a little bit, kind of a small, narrow slope, and a little bit up on 2.5, about 1 dB up here. Normally this would actually be flipped around. I would have had the SSL channel first, but for some reason it just didn't work on this one, so that was not what I did. Then we have the clean guitars, which I have chosen another approach to. It is a Roland Juno chorus on there. Just makes it white and sound nice. Then we have the shipped 73 from Waves, which I just like better. It's a little more in your damn face. So, you know, when we solo it, it sounds better without, but in the mix, it just punches through more, and I really don't have to turn it off. Now, one thing here is, let's just see, is that a lot of the bottom end has been taken out on the channel EQ. It's just so it blends better. This is recorded with Ibanez AZ model on the second position. Actually, this one. My little project guitar is not the most expensive one, but I switched out these two pickups here with some Simon Duncan ones. Actually, it's all Simon Duncans, and I actually just really like it. It's a little dirty and it's not too pretty, but that's kind of what I like. Also, I like customizing my guitar, and a normal AZ model is like your firstborn child, and then some money, yeah, and I would just, cry myself to sleep if I fucked up what that's doing. Then we have a lot of synthesizer. Now, I actually haven't done too much with this. This just, I have added a little bit of the Juno chorus to some of these, but like, I've just copied kind of the Weeknd. It's not too loud in the mix. And there is a Weeknd for... That's a little louder. And then this, it says the Weeknd, but it's actually an E-piano. Then we have this Juno, the Juno 27 from not the first but the second Juno, which is also which has had a reliving in I can't remember. It's a Justin Bieber song. What is it? I can't remember. I used to be able to play it. I can't do it anymore. But that's... And then we have this, which is more of a E-piano type. Together. Just to add a little bit more. Then we have this one. And this one. And that one. And together they sound like this. A little bit of like the Tron Legacy vibe. Actually, this one could probably stand to be widened a little bit, to be quite honest. And then we have more like a sine wave thing. Then we have... That is actually gone. We don't need that anymore. So that can go. Then we have the Veto organ, which is a Danish band, Veto. They use this sound all the time, and I actually quite like it. I think it's quite nice. Kind of just, it's a really nice gluing sound. It is, of course, some sort of a Hammond, but... And you just heard like there's a bass there, and then we have this little thing here. So the purpose of that thing is to add some beefy bottom end when we go over beefy bottom end when we are at the end here. It's very, very subtle, but it just creates more girth and more fill into it. And we even put a little bit of a saturator on here. Clean tape, nothing, really only this one. So that's the premix, and I have put on a little bit of automation on here, just a little bit. Probably have more when the vocals come on. But let's have a listen to this. So it is premixed and not completely, but just so it sounds nice. And then we have, and then of course there is, yeah. Let's have a listen to this and yeah, it's about 4.5 minutes long. yeah, so it's a little long. When the vocal comes on, we will probably shorten it down a little bit. But it is one of those that's meant to go on and on in the end, and just, bring people to another place. So, yeah, that is the premix. The next thing we will do is I will close this down. I will save. Actually, I will, just because I did a few little things to it, I will then go and render out another version of it and save it here. Replace. Oh, it's so nice when you have bounced everything. Well, almost everything. I haven't bounced the drums yet because the drummer gets his best idea like last minute, like the day before things have to be uploaded. So I always make sure that we can go in and change the drums. Also, I have a pretty powerful computer, so it's not really a problem. Right now, at least. And there it goes a little slower because now it has to do the drums, but that's fine. At least it doesn't have to do the 17,000 guitar tracks. Sorry, I just did a burp. And do you guys think that I should start doing some reactions? I could. I don't have to, but I could. But I kind of just want to take you on this process. Cool. That's it. And for good measure, save. So when you upload a song to Spotify, today they would they say that you should do this canvas thing. So that is actually what we're going to do. I have already made it, but it's like a 5-second version of a 5-second video that you can just upload. Especially on phone, it will play that in the background. Is it that important? Well, my bandmates think so, so of course I will accommodate them. They also have to accommodate me when I do this stuff. Come on, it doesn't take that long to open. I just said I had a fast computer. That's not based at all. And now it wants me to update as well. No, I am simply just not going to do that. So we are releasing a song tomorrow, and I'll give you a little bit of a taste on it here. There's a few fonts it doesn't have. Let's just get it down a little bit. That's all good and well, but actually let's get so you guys can see what's going on. Up here. And yeah, let's so you can see what's going on here. That is the pop song that we are releasing tomorrow, and I actually need to do a bunch of stuff for that, but I'll do that tomorrow because it's quite fast. So all this is stock image footage. We made our own music video. Let's see here, where is it? We did our own music video for a song we released about a month ago. Where I filmed everything. If you guys are interested in seeing that, you can find it on YouTube. It's called Outcast Complex Dimitri, or the same on Spotify and Apple Music. So I did that. So, but basically what we have to do here is just this little snippet here. That's it. We just have to render that out. And let's see, it's right here. And render it. So what for our canvas? Yeah, that's fine. And so my partner in crime, Dennis the drummer, who him and I, we do most of the admin work as well, can get this up and running for tomorrow. Awesome. So that is done. And yeah, sure. Let's save it. Cool. Well, guys, that is all for me today. Hopefully next time we will start with some writing of some music, so you can be in on that one. And in a few weeks we will get the vocals recorded for the pop song that we just went over the mixing today, and we will I'll take you through the whole vocal process as well, the processing the vocals. So yeah, without any further ado,